Hey guys, this is Naveen here. Welcome back to Naveen Automation Labs. So, on a very heavy demand, we are starting our new API web services backend manual and automation testing bootcamp, which is starting from 17th July. And the timings you can see 8:30 a.m. IST and 11 p.m. EST if you are in US, or 8 p.m. PST, like timings and all those things that I have already written here. So we are starting from 17th July. It is around 11 to 12 weeks of course, 3 days in a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Like 1.5 hours of session along with the doubt sessions as well. Every day we will have a doubts also. So if you're really interested or a very heavy demand, like people like were crazy behind me that Naveen, when are you going to start a new batch for the API? So finally now I got one time slot, and then we can start it now. It's an amazing batch, amazing course content, because the last 2 3 batches that we have done this year, it was really great. And if you are coming from Selenium background or automation background with the any UI automation, if you really want to add the API testing skills also in your profile, I think this is the best course content currently that we are having it according to the current market context. So that will give you a lot of confidence in the backend, that how exactly API works, what do you mean by REST API, GraphQL, SOAP APIs. And if you see the course content also, that I have designed the course content in such a way that you can just immediately showcase some really great experience in your resume. Plus you can work with the real-time projects, and then for interview point of view, for sure, the next level skills that you are going to have it, the way you are talking about the APIs and everything at a time of interview, that will clear a lot of doubts. Plus, it will add n number of skills in your profile. So Selenium with the API, with the Postman, with the RestAssured combination is a very deadly combination in the market. Same thing if you're coming, let's see, Playwright or Cypress also. Along with that, if you're adding the API flavors, that is also it's going to be a lot in your profile. So I'm sure that you will be shortlisted for the resume and everything. Your resume will be shortlisted for the really good offers. So because this is a success rate on the basis of the previous data I'm talking about, a lot of people got the advantage of these patches, especially with the APIs. So I quickly just go through the syllabus and the course content. If you are really interested for this bootcamp, you just need to simple go to my website, naveenautomationlabs.com. Inside the live training, under this particular live training menu, you see that API backend testing. Just click on it, and that's it. The page will be loaded here. You can see all the details, course content, fee, and everything here. And then I just quickly go through the syllabus here. So this actually I divided into three major parts. The first part is the Postman, because without Postman we cannot proceed further. Postman is not only for the manual testing tool now, or not only for testing it and hitting the API and getting a response, but you can write the script also. I'm not saying that okay, you can design the end-to-end framework, but if you have, let's see, some very few APIs, around 5 to 10 different APIs, and quick sanity or smoke test cases you really want to write, you can easily write it with the Postman as well. You can write the JavaScript code also in the Postman. That is the up to that level we are going to cover that. Most of the people, they just learn Postman. Okay, yeah, this is just simple get call, hit the API, get the response. No, it is not like that. So first we will go through what do you mean by APIs, what do you mean by web services, and what do you mean by different get call, post call, delete, patch, head options, different types of HTTP methods. And the Postman, like huge course content I have added this time for the for the Postman. You see the kind of the bullet points that I have written, each and everything about the Postman we are going to cover it, so that APIs will look very simple for you whenever you're talking about the APIs in the rest assured. Also it will help you a lot, because see, API is all about the backend, right? In the UI automation, first we check something on the console. I mean, something on the browser, and check the element console and everything, and the DOM structure. Then we are writing the XPath locator and everything. But in the API, nothing is available for us. Nothing is visible. Everything is running in the backend. These are the network API calls. So the Postman will give you the confidence. Okay, see, this is a payload that you can supply, and then this is the response that you are getting in the form of maybe JSON or XML or anything, and then you are actually automating it. So that will help you in the rest assured. So Postman is a like mandatory thing for every backend engineer should have it in their laptop, in their system, right? So that's why like we are going to cover Postman from at a very deep level, from the basics to advanced. If you're coming from non API background, or nothing to worry about, it absolutely will be covered in this particular batch. Now, advanced Postman, Newman, also that time we have covered it, like how to run your test cases with the CI/CD with the Newman. Newman is a CLI runner, and then various things with respect to Newman, how to integrate with the Jenkins, GitHub Actions. In fact, we have added this time the concept of the Docker also, that how can you Dockerized create your own Dockerized images for the Newman and the Postman, and then you just need to supply this particular image to anyone's machine, and then or through the CI/CD also you can create these images and then run it on the fly. You don't need to install any kind of client or software on the client machine. That is the power of Docker also we have implemented. We have written this particular time in the course, and I'll teach you all these technologies at how to do that. You can see that API collections, console logs, test scripting in the Postman. There are around 10 to 15 different types of complex examples that I'm going to cover in this particular with the Postman, like how to write the proper script, like prerequisites script and post requisites, the chaining method, I mean API chaining also, how to supply the you know the variable from one request to another request to the third request to the fourth request, collection variable, environment variables, like there are n number of things are there in the Postman that we are going to cover it here. So that will give you a lot of confidence here. Right, and then other than that, there are some out of the box features like mock servers. Also, we are going to talk about monitoring. Also, we are going to talk about here, and then see running the Postman collection with the Docker, running the Postman collection with the Jenkins. That time also we have added here, and then there are some out of the box browser tricks also, like check the APIs at the network layer using the dev tools. How to check it, how to get the curl command. I'll make you perfect in the curls also, that how to write your own curl command and everything. What are the different HTTP status code? This is what like very important for project point of view, interview point of view, that how to give the best answer at a time of interview, right? And for the HTTP status calls. And then there are other libraries also. Let's see, JDK 11 also they support the HTTP client, the new HTTP client that they introduced. So that also we are going to talk about here. But the main library here in the training is about the rest assured DSL Java client API or Java DSL library, which is like very popular in the market, quite stable. You must have heard about that, and in fact, almost every job description is having the API automation with the rest assured. So rest assured is huge, okay, and we have to understand the proper rest assured core features first, that how exactly rest assured works, and then after that later on we have to design the proper project end-to-end framework. We have to develop here. We have to create our own REST clients and everything here. So all the core features that you can see here, that how to hit the get call, post call, put call, delete, patch, head options and everything. And the rest assured supports both BDD based format also, non BDD based format also, like in the form of given when then also we can write it. So how to write the test cases with the rest assured, with BDD, with non BDD, I'll explain and I'll teach you there. So we will talk about n number of APIs. There are like 10 to 20, 25 APIs are available with me, which is like having some simple to complex to very complex API which are available, and then we are going to automate that, how to crack that. Right. So simple JSON format, complex JSON format. This is the main thing in the REST APIs automation, that the response is coming. Let's see, a huge response is coming. And then how will you fetch the data or specific data from the JSON? So we are going to talk about, a couple of APIs like JWay, JSON Path API, or JSON API, also Jackson API for the mappers and everything. We are going to talk about it here. My favorite topic is all about the authentication, like basic authentication, different various types of authentication you have to learn. People might ask you at a time of interview that primitive authentication, digestive, bearer token, what do you mean by auth token, client ID, client secret, auth 1 to 1.0, 2.0, JWT token, API key, OpenAI connect and everything. We are going to talk about it here, right? Because people will ask you, tell me the difference between OAuth 1 and OAuth 2.0. Tell me the complete workflow, how exactly it works, and why OAuth 2 is, the advanced version of OAuth 1, and what are the limitations with the OAuth 1, or what are the pros and cons of OAuth 2, how exactly JWT work, right? What do you mean by API key, in which use cases, in which scenarios you are going to use the tokens and everything here. So how to use that, how to automate with the Postman and the rest assured, we are going to talk about here. And then all core features of the rest assured library, as I mentioned earlier, that BDD format, log and all those things, how to write the assertions, the status code, query parameter, path parameter, spec builder is amazing feature there. What is the JSON path and XML path, JWay JSON path library. This is like amazing library. Most of the people they struggle here, unnecessary complex code that they are writing. In fact, we can just like we learn XPath and CSS selector to traverse in the HTML DOM. Same thing with the help of JSON path or JWay path also. I'll make you perfect that you give me any kind of XML or any kind of complex to complex or large or bulky JSON, and then tell me what exactly you want to fetch from that particular JSON. I'll make you perfect that, okay, how to write the JSON path queries. So there are some tricks, okay, that people they use it by using this particular JSON path. We will talk about it, that how to fetch the data from the complex and simple JSON file. Same thing from the XML also. XML is more complex when you develop the libraries and the code and everything. But with the help of XML path library, it is like super easy to find the specific element in the node and find the specific value from the XML response or JSON response, right? And then the topics like POSO classes, serialization, deserialization, when to use POSO, when not to use POSO, Lombok and everything. We are going to talk about it here along with the Hamcrest, which is amazing assertion library along with the AssertJ also. We can use it here. Same thing with the non-BDD approaches also, we will see it here. So these are like core features of rest assured everyone learn. Don't directly jump into the framework here. If you are not comfortable with the core features of if you're not comfortable with the core features of rest assured, if you're not comfortable with the JSON payload or XML payload or HTML payload, then it is very difficult to design the framework. And then we have the complete end-to-end project, like with the proper framework we are going to develop here. And most of the people, they do a mistake when they do practice. They just cover only one API and they design the whole framework. Yeah, Naveen, these are just simple CRUD of APIs are available, 4 APIs, and design the framework. No, we will design the framework in such a way that my framework is so generic in nature that it can automate, or we can automate any kind of APIs. Either it is basic auth or OAuth 1.0, 2.0, JWT token, or without auth also, or basic auth also, or maybe any kind of different types of APIs that we are having it. Either it is backward compatibility with the V1 version, V2 version, JSON, XML, anything. So we have to write a code in such a way, we have to design our own utilities and clients in such a way that it can automate any kind of APIs, right? So we will create our own REST client. This is what you have to learn in the REST API when you design the framework. This is what you have to create your own REST client, so that don't hit the APIs directly like, okay, yeah, this is a post call, and then hitting it and getting the response. What if tomorrow you have hundreds of API? Are you really going to call the post method again and again? No, right? So we have to create a generic method, so that the generic method will take care of it, is giving me the response. After that, I'll create some assertion libraries and everything, and then I'll try to assert it over here. So my single post method should be able to take care of all the different types of post APIs. Same thing with the get call, same thing with the put call, patch call, delete call, and other type of different other HTTP methods are available. We will try to do that, right? So how to design and all those things, we will cover it about it here, right? How to write the own various components of the framework. Component level also, we are going to check it over here, along with the data driven hybrid approach, how to fetch the data from the JSON, how to fetch the data from the Excel CSV files and everything, to for the dynamic data handling and everything. That also we are going to talk about it here. And once the design part is completely done, then we'll talk about the GitHub repositories, that how to push the code, how to create a repository, how to check out and everything. That is also we are going to talk about it here. And then once the framework is completely designed, along with the reporting like chain test report or extend report or LR report also, we are going to add it here. I have written all these points here. And then we will try to create a Docker image. We can create a Docker image for our rest assured framework also, that this is the code, let's see, that I have designed, the entire framework that I have designed, let's see, something like this. And see, I'll tell you the advantage of this framework is completely designed. I have written my code, and then I'll create one image of this particular framework. Let's see, this is my Docker hub, and then I'll create my image here. I'll move this particular image or push this particular image over here. And now in my organization, there are, let's see, order management team, user management team, category management team, product management team. They really want to use the API framework. This is what majority of the people they work, right, in the industry, like all big companies, they work like that. So I'll design the common automation framework kind of concept, create my own utilities, libraries, reporting and everything here. And then I'll move this particular repository in the form of Docker image here. And then just this guy, let's see, you are working here. These two QA engineers, they will just pull this particular image here and then run the test cases. And that's it. Or design the test cases, that's it. Same thing I can do with the Nexus also, that I can create a jar file or the fat jar of my framework, and then I'll give it to this particular guy, and then this guy will use my libraries in the form of dependency in the form of XML file and start writing the test cases over here. So it is like comfortable with this guy also. They don't want to, let's see, they don't want to write the test cases. They just simple create, okay, give me the Docker image, and then here the test cases are already written. create a Docker image, give it to this guy. Let's see, this is my client. Client says, okay, give me only one Docker command and run it. That's it. You don't need to worry about anything. And all that automation test cases or API test cases will be running over here. Same thing for this guy. Although this guy says, okay, no, we really want to design the proper, test cases, automation test cases, but I don't want to design the framework because framework is already available. So this framework, they will just take it from here, add it in the pom.xml file and start writing the test cases here. So this is a major advantage that the whole company, the whole company, these four teams, they are working on the same tech stack. This is how a product tech company works in majority of the companies. They work like that, right? So this is what you have to learn, that how to design the generic things, how to design the core part, the core automation framework, or how to dockerize it, and then how to create the own pipeline and everything so that anyone can start using my framework like this. This is what the most important thing. This is what the at the architect level we design the things with respect to automation here. So that's why I have written that integration with the Jenkins, create a Docker image for the API test automation, Docker, and move and register your or host your Docker images to the Docker Hub. Download a Docker image and run it on any machine. Either it could be client machine or manual tester machine or anywhere. They just need to run the single command, and that's it. Click on it and then run. That's it. And then after that, chain test report, Allure report, Maven build, TestNG framework for the API test cases, and all those things we are going to use in this particular framework here, right? And then the Docker implementation, now more points that I have written here that I'll teach you along with the Postman and the how to set up installation and everything. And then along with the rest assured also, both we will do it here. That's why I've written point number 3, how to create the Postman collection image with the Docker, and how to create rest assured framework images with the Docker also, build the Docker custom images for the API framework and give it to anyone, and mounting the Docker images to the centralized Docker Hub repository so that anyone can download from there or pull from there, and how to pull the custom framework Docker images from the Docker Hub, and then how to run on different machines or on the cloud servers. Right, so this is what we have added with respect to rest assured. Now with this, I'm sure that you will be pro in the rest assured for sure. And then we have couple of other topics also. This is my again favorite topic, wire mock for mocking and virtualization. Define your own dummy APIs. If the, let's see, some specific APIs are not available, or still they have not designed those APIs, but I really want to write my end-to-end test cases or integration test cases. How to design it? How to create your own dummy APIs? How to define your own dummy and fake behavior also, that we can define it here. And then let's say you're doing some hardware testing. So let's see, this is my hardware, right? And this is my software. So I'm the QA here. So I cannot automate hardware, right? So how will you simulate this guy, right? This hardware. So I'll do one thing. I'll create something here, which is like a mocking or mock server. And then this is actually this, my software is calling this API, right? And then when I get the response, so I'll refine the response in such a way that the hardware will also giving me the same response, so that I can write my end-to-end integration test cases also here at this particular level. So this is what the mocking is very, very important whenever you are working as a API automation engineer or API tester. So we are going to use a wire mock, which is like very famous open source library in the market, that how to define your own fake behaviors or mock behaviors or mocking services and everything. Call the mocking API in your framework and integrate mocking in your test automation framework with the CI/CD pipeline. That also we are going to talk about it here. And then we have a GraphQL. This is also getting very popular in the market, very, very hot topic for interview point of view as well. That what do you mean by GraphQL? Why GraphQL is different from REST APIs? Right? So there are like generalized, if you see that there are like various type of APIs, but generally we talk about, let's say, SOAP based API, which is like almost deprecated, and that's why the rest assured are like very popular, very lightweight. 90% of the projects or 99% of the projects, they are using the REST APIs. And then we have a GraphQL also. This is another type of different APIs, not the REST API, but how to automate that, how to understand the GraphQL in the Postman, or maybe you can use some GraphQL playground also. What is the query mutation, subscriptions and everything? Real-time GraphQL API examples, GraphQL API automation with the rest assured. Yes, we can do automation also with the GraphQL. GraphQL is different from REST API because when you hit the any API, let's see any product API, and let's see there are hundreds of products are coming. But I don't want those 100 products. I just simply say, okay, for each and every product, just give me their ID and product name and price. That's it. Don't give me the huge bulky response here. So with the GraphQL, you can minimize that particular thing. You can say, okay, fine, I just want a limited data. So that's why this is called a query language kind of thing, a GraphQL, a query language. Like you just create your query in the form of APIs, send it to the server, and server will give you the required data that you are looking for, not the huge response. That's why the productivity and the performance, the system with the GraphQL is like will be drastically improved as compared to REST APIs designed by Facebook, and later on. Facebook used actually internally initially they designed it, but later on they made it open source. That's why it's getting very popular from last couple of years here, right? And real-time API examples, everything that okay, like few examples that we have written here, but I have like around 20 to 25 different real-time APIs, and we are going to talk about that as well. So this is what you have to learn. Although there are other tools also available in the market, but I don't recommend other tools other than these two, because other tools you can easily learn, right? Other tools also there in the market which can automate and which can help you to automating the REST APIs and API automation. You can do that, but these two tools are very popular in the market, along with the GraphQL mocking and all those things, along with the proper end-to-end framework, Dockerization, and the as I told you that CI/CD pipeline, Jenkins, Nexus, and everything. That is like more than enough for you guys to understand the API end to end, and you can easily crack interviews. You can easily show around whatever number of years experience after the training. We will do the practice in such a way you can easily cover that as well, right? You can showcase some really good level of experience in your resume also with respect to API automation. So really beneficial for people who are actually coming from, let's say, Selenium, Playwright, Cypress background or UI automation background, and they really want to add API also. That's a very good combination that you can just easily do it here. Okay, so yeah, I mean, I don't want to go to each and every bullet point here, but you can just simply go through it. If you really like the course content and everything, feel free to do that. Yes, we have a database also integration this time, like how to fetch the data from the database and how to use it in your script. Okay, so that also we have added this time here. So just go through it. If you're really interested, we are starting from 17th, and every day recorded videos will be given to you. Like we have 3 days in a week. So on the same day, the recorded session will be recorded and then it will be given to you. If you have any query, you can ask after the session also, during the session also. Every day we have half an hour for the half an hour, like 30 to 45 minutes for the doubts. The session is over, then you can just come up with your doubts and then you can clear your doubts on the same day. Right? Videos will be given to you with the lifetime access. Along with that, the notes, the PDF, the code also, collections also, end-to-end framework also, along with the notes will be given to you, right? With the lifetime access. Okay. So yeah, I mean, this is, I really want to announce it quickly. So if you are really interested, guys, please go for it. 17th July, we are starting this month, and this is the registration link. I'll share the registration link in the description of this video or the first comment of this video. If you are looking for the APIs learning, go for it. This is, I think, most probably like last batch of 2025. So yeah. So that's all. If you have any questions or any queries, you can mail me, and you can just write. So this is my email ID, guys. I'll share my email ID also, naveenanimation20 at gmail.com. This is my email ID, which is already written here. Or you can write in the comment section also of this video. I'll definitely look into it and then I'll try to reply you there. So that's all. And if you're interested, go for it. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care and God bless you all, guys.